Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this live. My name is Sudha. I'm the host of this interview show, and today is a solo act from me. I could not get anyone, or I was not organized enough to get anyone. So what am I going to talk about today? And by the way, let me tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, my name is Sudha, and I help speakers, authors, coaches, consultants, and experts to digitize their expertise. What does that mean? If they want to turn their expertise into a digital product or digital offering, then I would help them starting from the scratch, even if they don't have any idea what they're going to do, and taking them to launch stage. And also, if they want, they can speak to me and get coaching on the technical side as well, both strategy and technical. So that's my unique USP, or both technical and business acumen. So that's enough about me. Today I am going to talk about Toastmasters. Toastmasters have changed my life forever, I think, because speaking has never been a problem for me, unlike many people. My problem has always been, I remember my friends saying, "Oh, can you just, we'll pay you this, can you just stop talking?" Because I am one of those people who talks a lot, and it has somehow, people have associated me talking. They won't listen to me. This is my biggest problem. And being a tech, when I started technology, and I always spoke about more technical things, explaining certain things, process or sequential. It has always been, hey Andrea, it's always been a difficult thing for me. So it was not the talking, it was what you say matters. That is why I owe my speaking ability to Toastmasters. I joined Toastmasters around about 5 years ago, and last couple of years I've not been that active. I thought I need to concentrate more on my business instead of Toastmasters. So, however, Toastmasters have got a very dear to my heart, and last week I was sent a plaque of distinguished Toastmasters, and the year before, last year, I got best Toastmasters of the year of 2017-2018. So it's been very good learning, and also the leadership ability of mine has increased a lot. My leadership style needed a little bit of polishing, I must say. Many would say I am one of those authoritative. The way I ask for things is more commanding rather than cajoling. So Toastmasters have toned down that and made me more service leader rather than more of command structure leader, which is very good. As a thought leader, as a consultant, I have been speaking to people. I've been telling them about what I mean. Most of the time I'd speak to non-tech people. So it has been a challenge for me to get my message across, number one, and number two, make it succinct, and number three, and listening, because anyone can talk. Listening is one of those things which is really, really hard. Not only listening to the vocal element of it, listening to the body language, listening to the way people say things, reading between lines. And even though I've been doing negotiation course in emotional intelligence and all whenever I had to do certain things, I will go and learn about that. Public speaking is never been my learned skill, and I've always spoke. I never had stage fright, but I was more. Hey, thank you. Thank you. So I was more of a person who would just talk. I won't listen. I won't give a gap. I won't do anything. There is no structure to it. There is no succinctness to it. There is no timing. If you let me on the stage, I'll be talking for the whole day. It's not a problem for me. And I also was very much into depending on presentation, PowerPoint or something. So one such day is November 2015, when I was applied for Edinburgh Apps competition, and I had two app designs, prototypes. I was pitching for funding to get funding for these two apps, for me to develop these two apps. On that day, for some strange reason, my presentation is just would not start. I've got a prototype, I've got a demo of this app, and it would not, the presentation would not come. My presentation time from 30 minutes, they've changed to 15 minutes. Even though I had to do two apps prototype demo, I was given only 15 minutes. It's because I'm just one person in the whole competition. So it has almost made me, that is when I was so scared about public speaking. That's really dropped me off and from nowhere at all. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And somehow I finished the presentation. I had PowerPoint printed out, had all these about 5 or 6, but I had about 50 people in the audience. I had to hand over this 5 handouts to these 50 people and talk about my app. And 15 minutes. I told you, I talk a lot, and I just froze. And I said something, and I don't even remember what I said, and I lost the funding. This was one of the pivotal moments in my life where I said, I have to go and get a coach to coach me how to speak, and how to speak without any notes, how to speak succinctly. That is the pivotal moment. And then I went and got a coach as well. So he's down south in England, very good. But the style was only one style. There was not many style which I've learned. I dedicate my public speaking to him as well. But it was just a style, one style, how you sell on the stage. That was not what I wanted as well. But yeah, it's good. I was anyway getting paid for doing presentations. I was anyway getting paid to read from the PowerPoint. So it has never been a problem. So 5 things I learned about doing this is, number 1 is storytelling skill. Storytelling is not one of my strengths. I cannot tell a story. I always ask, if I'm going to talk about tech, how can I tell a story? I cannot. But I learned how to tell a story with factual data. Storytelling technology is not that different from storytelling in a fictional movie or science. Someone should have told me science fiction is a fiction, so you should be able to tell the technology story with technology. But I didn't understand that at all. So storytelling skills have improved a lot. And the second one is structure of my speech. I don't write any of my speech, but it gave me a structure, how to start, what are the story to tell. And sometimes today, my introduction is way longer than my body, which is not right. So immediately I noticed that in my head, oh, that's introduction is going way beyond. I should cut the chase and go into the content part. So first one is storytelling, which improved a lot. It is because you get more practice, you get evaluation on that. I recorded all my speeches. I did around about 60 to 70 speeches to get my distinguished Toastmasters. And I also did area director role, and I did pathways ambassador role. So all in all, I would have done about 100 speeches, doing quite a lot of time preparing the speeches and also structuring those speeches. So immediately in my head, I can evaluate where my structure is going wrong. And the second point is succinctness and the timing. I always struggled with time. As I said, I talk a lot because they say every speech has got a time limit, 5 minutes to 7 minutes, or depending on which speech or which manual you're giving the speech from. It all has got a time limit. So you've got to finish within the time, and people will say you've gone beyond. That is your cue for your head to prepare the speech and finish the speech on time. And the clarity you got out of the structure, so that you can tell a story and make a point, made it a lot more easier for me to remember my content. I don't have to rely on my PowerPoint. That PowerPoint is just a cue for me to tell the story. I don't have to have so many bullets in the PowerPoint. So it was a lot easier, and it became, I don't have to spend quite a lot of time preparing those PowerPoint and reading it from PowerPoint. So it is one of those things, storytelling and preparing the PowerPoint, having the structure, succinctness of my message, and timing. And the last one is the body language. Even today, I've not smiled that much, have I? But recently I've noticed, even in my live, I smile a lot. So I am one of those people, I smile even when I'm walking on the streets. I smile. People will say, okay, she's just lunatic walking on the street. That's how I am. I smile at everyone. I smile at even the flowers, trees, and I'm that crazy. So it made me a lot more easier because of the story. I could remember, and I also could remember more of what I am going to say and how I'm going to say. When I use my hands, how I'm going to use my hands. And when I walk on the stage, how am I going to place myself on the stage? These are all the things which I've learned. These are important. Not many public speakers, they'll walk from one end to another end without any purpose. But in Toastmasters, we walk from one end to another, and we've been told, when you speak to people, you look at other people, why are they walking, what makes them walking, and how are they presenting? Are they standing straight, or are they using their hands properly? Are they using the stage properly? All of this I've learned a lot from Toastmasters. So I would forever and ever, for me, Toastmasters is one of the organization. It's a non-profit organization. You don't pay that much, maybe maximum. At one point I was member of 9 clubs. That's totally different. But if you are a member of one club, you can go and attend other clubs as well. And also, it's around about maybe 10 to 15 pounds a month. That's all. You get about 2 hours sessions, and you can go, you make friends, you learn the leadership skills. I told you how my leadership style has changed from, tell them what they should do and get them to do the work, to ask them whether they will do the work and cajole them to finish the work. Because as a volunteers, everyone is volunteers in this organization, starting from the international director to a club officer. Everyone are volunteers. They're giving the time voluntarily. That means you've got to have that capacity to get work done from volunteers. It's one of the challenging, I'm telling you, it's one of the challenging thing you could do. As a consultant, I always got away by telling people what they should do, and I got it done. To be frank with, I got it done. It never was a problem because the line managers, the hierarchy, how you can complain and all of that. Here there is no hierarchy, no complaining whatsoever. But you've got to get work from everyone. Has got their own agenda, and that is one of the skills I think everyone should learn. So my ask today is, after you've subscribed to mine and like my page and send me a friend request and all of that, go and explore Toastmasters within your area. Now, because of this whole situation, you might not be able to attend the physical meeting, but if you want to know more about online Toastmasters, please do get in touch with me. I will talk to you about the online clubs where you can go and explore. I think 3 meetings are free on any clubs. You can go as a visitor for 3 meetings for free, and then you would, as I said, it's in some of the clubs it's a lot more cheaper. Maybe your Starbucks coffee, a couple of Starbucks coffee rates is what the whole fees is going to be. So please do try that out and understand how you can it's for good for career progression. Now they've changed the syllabus of how you can do the speeches. It's about all social media and online meetings and leadership projects, and you can get coaching and mentoring and all of that. So please do, that's my ask, and please do go and explore Toastmasters if you have not. If you want to know more about Toastmasters, please do get in touch with me. And these are the 5 things: storytelling, succinctness, timing, clarity, and the body language. Those are the 5 advantages. I can talk about Toastmasters ages and ages, but these are the things which I would say Toastmasters is all about. And that gave me a power to speak to anyone and get my message across and listen to people. There is a role called R-counter and wordmaster grammarian. This is I've got to tell you about this. I hate this role because, as I said, I'm not a listener. But this gives you that skill of listening to every word people say, and it might disturb the flow of the speech, but you've got to listen to ahs and ums and other repetitive word which you use in your speech, which is going to take away the essence of your speech. We have listened to all these raters, we've listened to many people, and we have picked up more bad habits than good habits. When I heard about Martin Luther King or anyone who speaks on political leaders who speak, I always been in awe. How do they speak like that? It is all to do with the speech they've been written, and also the way they tell that story, take you from where they were to where they are now. That was unbelievable. That gives you the power. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner, it doesn't matter if you're just starting out, you're a college student or school student for that matter. If you want your message to be heard, if you want to create an impact, if you want to influence inspire others, please do learn how to speak publicly. It is really very hard for many to speak about it, but learning to speak and get the message across is a vital skill for anyone, to persuade anyone. It's unbelievable. So my ask is, subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, and also like my page, and send me friend request if you like me. And please do drop your feedback on how this whole thing went about. And I'll see you all in the next show. I think next week is going to be a really I've got a good guest next week. She's a radio, she's got her own radio program or something. You can ask everything next week. Until then, keep safe and keep smiling. Bye for now.